Well, hello there. Welcome back to the channel. My name is James, and here at 20th and 21st Movies, we are about all things cinema. Well, as of the time of recording this video, we are right at the end of the month of July, which means that we're coming to the very end of the Barnes & Noble Criterion Collection sale, and it's been just a fantastic month. I feel really good about the titles that I've picked up, and I've really enjoyed hearing about everyone's pickups in this recent sale. And I wanted to come on here and just spend a few minutes with you just talking about a couple things. I wanted to share my thoughts on a recent 4K Ultra HD title that I picked up. That's, for me, been a new discovery for me. A film that I've heard so much about through the years, but have never, for whatever reason, had never watched. And then I also want to share with you some thoughts about some upcoming content here on 20th and 21st Movies. So, of course, here we're about all things cinema. And I am really excited today to tell you that I've recently watched this incredible film. Now, I'm real big on discoveries, and as much as I have seen films, a lot of films over the years, there are some films I still haven't seen. Even some films that are great films, there's a lot of them that I still haven't seen yet. And this was one of them until I recently picked up this title in 4K Ultra HD. This 4K Ultra HD of the Blues Brothers was recently on sale as part of the Amazon Prime Day. I got it for $9.99. I saw it on, I think, Blu-ray.com, and I said, you know what, let me go ahead and pick that up. And I am very glad that I did. This is an absolutely fantastic, incredible, funny, zany, hilarious, crazy film directed by John Landis, starring John Belushi, Dan Akroyd. Just a fantastic cast in this film. This movie is funny. The music is absolutely fantastic. And I tell you what, one of the great things about this film that makes it a legend in my mind is the fact that you have in one film the presence of Aretha Franklin, Ray Charles, and James Brown. Enough said. I mean, I don't need to say anything else. I mean, just the fact that those three legends are in this film, they're only in the film a few minutes, but the fact that they're present in this film at all really says it all for me. And this film is just absolutely incredible. I laughed pretty much all the way through it. And this 4K Ultra HD is absolutely fantastic from a technical standpoint. The picture quality with this restoration looks fantastic. This film is from 1980 and is like 40 years old, and it looks absolutely amazing. The sound is like a 5.1 DTS HD master audio, really good sound mix, and it sounds fantastic, which is really important because the music on here is great and it sounds absolutely wonderful. I mean, the video and audio experience of watching this film, as well as the film itself being as funny as it is and as legendary as it is, makes this a fantastic experience. And for me, the $9.99 was well worth it. I don't know what it's currently selling for. It could be selling for double that now, but even if it was, it would be well worth it. This is a fantastic title that I highly recommend, The Blues Brothers on 4K Ultra HD. So I had to share my thoughts on this title. I cannot speak highly enough of the Blues Brothers, but let me know in the comments below what you think of this film, what you think of the 4K Ultra HD if you have it, and just any thoughts that you have on some of your favorite moments from this Blues Brothers film. So I wanted to share my thoughts on this film. It is just fantastic all the way around, which then brings me to the other topic that I want to speak with you about, which is August content planned for 20th and 21st Movies. Okay, so if we rewind the clock about 30 days ago, I told you some of the content that we had planned for the month of July, and I was super excited for that content. And I think I'm even more excited about the upcoming content that we have planned for the month of August. So I wanted to take a few minutes to talk with you about some of that content that we have planned. But before I get into that, let me encourage you, if you have not done so already, to please check out some of the recent reviews on this channel, including the review of Visions of 8. Of course, right now we're still in Olympic season. The Tokyo Games are going on as of the time of recording this video at the end of July. And so it's a great time to be in the Olympic spirit and thinking about athletic competition, not only in 2021 this year, but also looking at a title such as Visions of 8, which is a film from 1973 that featured 8 visionary filmmakers putting their spin on different events of the 1972 Summer Games in Munich. So that is a title I highly recommend. And it's like an artistic representation of these different Olympic events. And it shows you a side of those events that is very unique for a sports documentary film. So that is highly recommended. But I also recommend checking out some of the other reviews on this channel, such as the review for Irma Vep that I put out recently, Mirror, Deep Cover, and some of the other reviews on this channel. And then also most recently, we put out a sort of mini review of a couple of titles from director Dorothy Arzner. That's Merrily We Go to Hell and Dance Girl Dance from 1932 and 1940. Those are 2 titles from director Dorothy Arzner. Of course, as many of you may know, Dorothy Arzner is a legendary pioneer filmmaker. She was the only female director working in Hollywood from 1930 to the early 1940s. And she was an incredible filmmaker, director, editor. She was so influential in film, and she was an incredible influence not only in the time that she worked, but even after she stopped directing around the mid-1940s. She went on to teach in university, and she influenced folks such as Francis Ford Coppola, who of course directed The Godfather and Apocalypse Now, and just some of the greatest films of all time she's had an influence and touch on. So highly recommend checking out those titles from Dorothy Arzner and watching the supplements and learning more about this incredible filmmaker. So highly recommend that, which now brings us to what is the content that we have planned here on 20th and 21st Movies for the month of August. Well, we've got some couple of exciting things planned, and of course, I picked up a number of titles from the Criterion Collection as part of this sale in July. And so look for some reviews on some of those titles. So titles such as Bringing Up Baby, starring Cary Grant and Katharine Hepburn, as well as Pick Up on South Street, starring Richard Widmark, Jean Peters, and Thelma Ritter. So look for reviews of those 2 titles on this channel in the month of August. I'm really excited about those 2 titles and looking forward to bringing reviews of those titles in the month of August here on 20th and 21st Movies. Also look for a video on this channel coming up soon in the month of August. That as we're now wrapping up the month of July, we've got about 7 months in the year in the bank, and we've just come through or about to come through this Barnes & Noble Criterion Collection sale. We've got a good amount of the year done at this point for Criterion. So I think it's a good time to sort of take inventory of what has Criterion released so far this year, at least that I have seen, and what are my favorites so far from Criterion so far. So I'm gonna put out some content to talk about that. What are my top 5 favorite Criterion Collection releases of 2021 so far? So at the end of the year, I plan to do a top 10 video listing my top 10 Criterion Collection releases of 2021, but I want to do a sort of a mid-year review and talk about my top 5 titles from Criterion so far. So let me know in the comments below, what are some of your favorite Criterion Collection releases of 2021 so far? Let me know that in the comments below, and I'm looking forward to sharing my top 5 very soon on this channel in the month of August. Also, around the middle of August, we're going to expect to get announcements of the upcoming titles in November from the Criterion Collection, which is very important because those titles will be coming out right in time for the November Criterion Collection sale. So that is always a very important announcement month from Criterion, those August announcements, and we're expecting some pretty nice things in the month of November. If the months for September and October are any indication, I'm expecting great things in that November announcement. So stay tuned for that. That's coming up on this channel around the middle of August. And then I plan to do the next entry in our Taste of Directors series. So in our Taste of Directors series, what we do in each video is we choose a specific director And we choose 3 to 4 titles from her or his filmography to just give a taste of what that director has to offer. So, of course, choosing a few titles doesn't give you the full spectrum of what that director has done, but just gives you a taste or a flavor for that director's work. So I'm really looking forward to the August edition of the Taste Director series. And to give you a hint of who that's going to be, the hint is this. It's going to be a famous, legendary sibling filmmaking duo. So this is a sibling filmmaking duo that is legendary, and I love every film that I've seen from this duo. So that's your hint. Let me know in the comments below if you can guess who that might be for this upcoming Taste of Directors video. And then, last but not least, for the month of August, I plan to start doing previews of a couple of the films that I'm really excited about that are coming out later this year. Of course, I've talked about on my community tab on this channel about Dune, which is the 2021 film that's coming out later this year, starring Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, and Rebecca Ferguson, and a long list of fantastic actors, including Oscar Isaac, Dave Bautista. There's so many stars that are in this film that I am very much looking forward to watching this movie. I've seen the trailers, and the trailers look just amazing, and I'm really looking forward to seeing this 2021 adaptation of the Frank Herbert source material. Of course, there was also a film in 1984 directed by David Lynch of Dune. So look for some preview content beginning in the month of August for this exciting title coming out in October of this year, October the 22nd, and that's Dune. Also, I recently put out a poll on the community tab for this channel for what other film would you like to see some preview content on this channel. So I think I listed in the poll Spider-Man No Way Home, the No Time to Die, the new Bond film coming out, Matrix 4, Nightmare Alley, and I also put an option on there to, if you want to insert the name of another film. And so I ran that poll, and the results of the poll are in. And the other title that I'm going to do some preview content on this channel is the film that's coming out in December, directed by legendary director Guillermo del Toro, and that is Nightmare Alley. So this is Nightmare Alley, the 2021 film. It's a remake of the 1947 film that stars Tyrone Power, that's directed by Edmund Golding, that I am looking forward to diving into, that I recently picked up as part of the Criterion Collection sale. So I'm really excited to share some preview content on the upcoming film later this year from Guillermo del Toro of Nightmare Alley. So look for content on that coming soon in the month of August. So there you have it. That's my thoughts on the Blues Brothers, on some upcoming content here on 20th and 21st Movies. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of the Blues Brothers film? What do you think of the Blues Brothers on 4K Ultra HD if you have it? And what do you think about these upcoming films that are coming out later this year, Dune and Nightmare Alley? What are your feelings on those films? Are you excited? Are you looking forward to these movies? And also let me know, what titles are you still thinking about picking up? Or what are your last minute pickups from the July Barnes & Noble Criterion sale? Let me know that in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time at the movies. Peace.